Back in the saddle, good and lovely people. It's your boy, it's your dude, Stan the Man. And just like I always promise my people, I got to bring a special guest to the show. Because we don't do nothing on this show. We do something, you know what I mean? So this guest is CAU's finest.
Oh, come on. Look. You better call me a legend. Go ahead.
I want y'all to say hello to the legend herself, Lady T. How you doing?
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Thank you for having me.
No problem. She always called me P. Will.
I do.
But
because me and P. Will go all the way back.
This
is like
way
15
back.
years. Have you?
I know. Hey, you can't tell them what year now. Because, I be telling people, like, hey, I don't want y'all to know my age.
Oh, look, listen. Because I graduated 2011.
She had to say the year, y'all. Anyway, so T, tell us all about yourself, who you really are, and so on.
Well, I am T. My professional name is Jordan. I am a plus-size model. I do radio, television, film. I write, direct. I do a lot of that stuff. So I just came out to support my man, Stan the Man, P. Will. I appreciate you for having me. This is, dope.
Oh, no
I love
problem.
the setup. I love everything you got going on. This is pretty cool.
Good. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So our first segment on the show, Powers 101, as y'all know, is Two of a Kind. And on Two of a Kind, we talk about two things that are like pancakes versus waffles and things like that. So the first topic, T.
Yeah.
And you were just talking to me about this with your sister, man.
Yeah.
So look, check this out, y'all. We're still in the season of Lent.
Oh,
if
Lord.
one of these was big on your list, T, which do you prefer to give up? Would it be movies or social media?
Oh, so that's kind of hard because, I'm a fan of both. Like I said,
Okay.
I do films. I also am real big on social media. I have a huge social media presence. But I know, with Lent, you got to give up. You got to give up something serious, like worthwhile or whatnot. So I think it would be extremely, extremely hard for me to do because a lot of my businesses go through social media. I think I would give up social media, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What would you give up?
Well, okay. If you ask me which one would be easier for me to give up,
Movies.
believe it or not, it'll be movies.
Yeah. Same here.
Because I love movies, but I don't consider myself a movie buff.
Okay.
And here's why. Okay, sometimes I'll be listening to the radio, and I'll hear people talk about different movies that they watch, and I swear, if they name 10 movies, I probably saw 2 of them. And I'm like, damn, so I'm not a movie buff because I don't know what they're talking about. Like, do you know I never saw a Star Wars movie?
I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Me either. I've seen portions because my nephew, he's a huge Star Wars fan. But I've never sat through and watched that. And I'm not a Star Wars head type person.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel bad about that. I'm like, why did I never watch Star Wars? And some people think, well, oh, you just not into, this and that. It's not that. One guy thought, because back in the day when I was working in the industry, I was pretty religious and everything. And he thought it was because I was so religious. I say it has nothing to do with that. I'm like, I'm like, dude, I'm a Catholic. We listen to secular music and all that. Cuss music sometimes.
Right.
I'm like, so it ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just not what's considered a movie buff.
Right.
Like for instance, I have Netflix. I only watch Netflix once a week when I watch a movie. And sometimes I don't even do that. The only reason I got Netflix was to watch movies, and I probably watch Netflix like once or twice a month.
See, I have Netflix too, and I watch the old movies like when they come out, like Friday. Friday is one of my favorite movies, or whatnot. But majority of the time, I'll watch television shows or like stuff on YouTube. Like I'm a movie fan. Like I said, I actually make movies. I'm in movies, and I just. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And then now with everything going streaming, like, yeah, people weren't really into the movies. They want something quick. Everything is happening
Yep.
quick. So
Yep.
I get it.
And I do admit, I'm not, I don't be on Facebook and all that like that,
Mhm.
Instagram like I used to. But I admit, I feel like I'm a teenager because I be all on TikTok.
P. Will, how you get on TikTok, but I don't be on
Man,
TikTok?
I be on TikTok, man. I ain't
It's
lying.
a
I be
thing.
swiping. I'm like, TikTok is funny as hell. I
But
see
you know what it
people
is? It's
mean.
normal people. Like, these are people that you can see every day that's
Yep.
doing something crazy.
Yep.
So I can see how it's addictive. A lot of my friends are addicted to TikTok. I'm still on Instagram.
I'm like, I see what they mean now. I'm like, at first I was wondering what was the hype, but I guess what it was because it started off as just a dance thing,
right. A dance craze.
And
type
now
app.
it's like everything on. I like the little skits people do on it. I like the thing where the dudes be interviewing people like, how smart are you? I'm like, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like,
That is so funny.
TikTok is funny.
What's your TikTok, P. Will?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I can't tell you what my handle is because I can't even remember how I got on TikTok.
So,
I just remember one day getting on it because I guess you have to have a handle in order to have an
Yeah,
account, right?
of course.
So, but I honestly can't tell you. I do admit, and it's not every night, but sometimes right before I go to bed, I say, let me see what's on TikTok. And it's like, because it's funny stuff to me.
Let me ask you this. How much time, because I put a limit on my phone, on how much time I can spend on social media. So how much time a day do you think you spend on social media?
To be honest, it's not a lot. I would say at the most is like 30 minutes. It's not a lot.
Ain't no way. 30 minutes, P. Will, for
But
real?
You saying that's too much?
No, that's small.
No, it's not a lot. But I do it daily.
Good Lord.
I do it daily. I do admit I do it. No, because if I go on Instagram or Facebook, I look at a few posts and I might comment on, then I get off. But TikTok is what I probably look at the most.
Uh-huh.
But I only go to just look at stuff just because sometimes I just want to see funny stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
See, I spend about 4 hours.
Oh.
I spend about 4 hours on social media every day. Like, when I go to the bathroom, when I wake up in the morning, I pray, and then I look at my
What?
phone before I go to bed. I'm in my phone. It's an addiction.
No. Now I am a YouTuber. I go on YouTube a lot.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
I don't know if YouTube fall into the social media category,
Yes,
but
it does.
But
kinda,
okay, well,
yeah.
if you add YouTube, is more. But see, I listen now. Lately, I've been good with this.
Okay.
Lately, I've been doing more positive things with YouTube.
Okay.
So I've been looking at or listening to a lot of positive videos and all that.
Good.
I'm trying to really build myself up, doing more things and so on. So sometimes I need positivity in the morning and at night. So I'll do that. So
Okay.
so if you include YouTube, I guess you could say maybe
Maybe an hour.
an hour to 2.5 hours.
Okay. Yeah. So you understand my struggle.
I do understand.
It's not 4 hours, but y'all, I got a problem. I'm sorry.
So the next topic on Two of a Kind. Since we're still in Women's History Month, let's do this from a musical perspective, T. So, who wins the singing battle? Would you say Mariah Carey or the late great Whitney Houston, or you can name somebody else? So you gotta pick only one of the two,
You
or
did
the
not.
three of your ad.
You did not just list two of the greatest singers of all time. Oh man. So this is kind of hard because I know a lot of people feel, not obligated to pick Whitney Houston because she's deceased. But if you really know Whitney, if you really know her voice, her range, and Mariah's range is crazy too. It's insane. But I've heard Whitney go so high, like damn near to Mariah Carey, and then so low, almost to Barry White.
Wow.
So I gotta give it. I have to give it to Nippy. Yeah, like she.
Okay.
You don't think so?
Oh no, for sure. I mean, Whitney Houston all the way.
Yeah, like Whitney was a good one. Like that was true talent right there. And they have that song together.
I know what you're talking about from the what
Prince
is that
of
soundtrack?
Egypt.
Prince of Egypt.
Yeah,
When you believe.
Yes,
Something like
right. And that
Yeah.
song, just both of them carried on that
Yes.
song. It was so beautiful. So
I love the music video too. How they enter on the
Yes.
stage and grab each other's hand and all that. It's really nice.
great moment. It was
Yeah.
such a wonderful moment. But both of them delivered so well on that song. But like I said, when you look at Mariah Carey's catalog and you listen to it, and then you look at Whitney Houston's catalog and you listen to hers, it's tough. I mean, I'm talking about it's like a hairline.
That's
difference.
you're right. You're so
But
right.
I gotta
Splitting
give it to
hairs,
them.
you're right.
Yeah.
And see, here's the thing get me about people. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love Mariah Carey. I love them both. But I just don't like when someone is out, like an artist been out. It could be an artist. It could be a football team, a football player, whatever it is. And every time the new come out, people think that's what's better. I'm like, did you forget? You know, and here's why I bring that up. I still remember this like it was freaking yesterday. I still remember when Mariah Carey came out in 1990. Her very first song was Vision of
I
Love.
got a vision of
You
love.
remember that?
Yes! P. Will, listen.
Man.
My mama used to play that every day.
That was a beautiful song.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was working at Pizza Hut at the time. I asked this girl, I think her name was Shonda. We gonna just say her name was Shonda if it
Okay.
wasn't. I said, yeah, you heard the new song, Mariah Carey? She said, like, yeah. I said, what you think? I was like, you know, you think she good as Whitney? Oh, she better than Whitney.
Ooh.
I'm like, one song?
Well, that song, it shook the world, though, P. Will.
No, it did. The point I'm making is that you can't see. This is how you gotta give people longevity when you start comparing them.
Of course.
Okay, let's say for instance, you know, and I know that wouldn't have happened. Let's say for instance, Mariah Carey came out with more songs after Vision of Love, and they sounded like trash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now the person you said is better than Whitney now sounds like trash. But you say she was better than Whitney from one song. And it's kind of like that. We do that a lot in sports.
We do.
We do that a lot in sports. Like a lot of people talking about, I love Patrick Mahomes to death.
Right.
But I know some broadcasters saying he's the best quarterback ever lived. I'm like, could y'all let the dude finish his career before you say that? Stop saying that.
Well, they were saying that about LeBron, too. They said LeBron was better than Jordan when LeBron was, 20 years old?
You're right. You're right. And see, and that the point I'm making is that let the dudes finish their career. Now, if somebody make the argument like, you know what, I think this person can surpass them.
Right.
I'm okay if you say that.
Mhm.
But when there was one song and she said, oh, she's better than Whitney. Whitney had like 10 damn #1 hits at the time.
Right.
And Mariah had one song.
Uh-huh.
And she better than Whitney.
I mean, but I can see the argument. After hearing Whitney's 10 #1 songs and
Yeah.
hearing Mariah Carey's Vision of Love, that's like when Beyonce hit the market. Like, she shut everybody down. Everybody was like, "Oh my God."
Okay, you remember the
Beyonce?
little chick Cassie when she came out with that?
Yes.
And then
And she
people
was
like,
try-
oh, and then where's Cassie? Okay, let me shut up.
He was-
All right, Cassie.
But she-
Shout out to Cassie.
but-
She probably doing better.
Yeah, but like even with Cassie's song, it wasn't as powerful. Like, it did not.
Yeah, and I understand that. I was just throwing it out
yeah,
there.
No,
but
I get it. But it's certain people like Beyonce, like Mariah Carey. It's certain people that you know is going to deliver consistently.
that is true.
And
You're right
Mariah
about that.
was one of the ones that delivered consistency. Beyonce is one of the ones that delivered
Yeah,
consistency.
yeah, but see, I'm okay once they become consistent.
Okay.
I
that
just
makes
don't
sense.
like when people like, and see, remember, I'm okay if you start comparing them in the beginning. Like if somebody say like, you know what, Mariah, she probably could dethrone with if you say like that, but to come out and say she's better, period.
Yeah.
What?
That's a little bit excessive.
And that's kind of how it sounded. But look, I'm gonna tell you, just a segue into something. This was so funny. One time, I was at Clark Atlanta a long time ago. One of our chairpersons, it was Dr. Harris. Dr. Harris, I remember we had who was it? She had an administrative assistant at the time. She was from England. I don't know if you remember her. I can't remember her name. So one day, I walk into the mass media building, into the department, and I just hear these people just screaming at each other. I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on? I walk in there. They were having a big debate about Mariah Carey. Now, I don't think they were comparing her to somebody. From what I remember, Dr. Harris was saying that Mariah Carey still had it.
Okay.
And the young lady from England was saying, no, she doesn't. And man, I swear that debate was so funny because it reminded me of what we as dudes do in the barbershop. They were going at it. They were like, Dr. Harris was like, no, Mariah still got it. What do you mean? Well, man, I loved it because I be wanting to see y'all do that
we
with
do
passion like we do. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and I remember I was laughing. I left, came back 15 minutes later. They still
was going.
They were at it, and I love that. Man, I was enjoying that so much. I like that would have made reality TV.
Yeah, we do that. Women do that all the time. You'd be surprised. We argue over little stuff. Like, it's like barbershop talk.
Yeah.
But the only thing is with women, women can kind of get catty, and then, y'all men are so just,
But they would go, I swear, it was like two dudes. And it was like, they were being respectful.
Of course.
You know, you know how we do. It's like we look like we mad.
But y'all not,
Man, that was so funny.
Some certain people are passionate about
I
it.
loved
Like
it.
somebody, like I can go back to Beyonce. I had an argument with somebody. Somebody said that Kelly Rowland looked and sounded better than Beyonce.
Man.
Yeah, and oh my God, that argument went on for at least an hour. At least
I like
an
that.
hour.
See, I love that.
But it's just like this Whitney.
Because it's fun. It's just fun talk.
It is, yeah. But it's just like this Whitney and Mariah conversation. Like, you don't know. Like, that's hard. It's really, really hard because both of them can sing. Both of them look good.
Yeah. But we love y'all both.
Yeah, we do.
The great Mariah and the late great Whitney. We love y'all both.
But I'm gonna give it to Whitney.
All right, so last topic on Two of a Kind. So you're a stylish lady, T.
Well, thank you.
All right. Okay. So what's the biggest challenge for you? Doing your hair or choosing your favorite outfit when shopping?
God. Oh man. Okay. Jeez Louise. Because I got a lot of hair. And I hate shopping. I'm like the only person. I think I'm like the only woman in this world that I cannot stand shopping because you never know. Like, first of all, you in there all day. So to answer the question, finding an outfit, because once you find an outfit, everything else falls into place. Then you can do your hair. Then you can figure out the shoes. Then you can do whatever. So the biggest challenge is picking out your outfit. Style and fashion is constantly changing every day, and it's getting annoying because I just want to wear some baggy jeans now and a tank top. But yeah, so picking out an outfit that's just up with the times, that's comfortable for me as well, like just looks good, So I think that's the biggest challenge because there's 50 million boutiques now, 50 million malls, the high-end stores. Like, that's the biggest challenge. Doing your hair. To toot my own horn, I look good in the ponytail, okay?
Go ahead, T.
Listen. But yeah, when you pick out the outfit, everything else, falls into place. So,
okay.
What about for you?
Well, you know which one I gotta pick because I ain't got no hair.
That's why I was waiting on yours.
Well, you know what? Well, I will say this. Doing my hair since I'm bald, that still is a challenge. People like, what's the challenge? You just take it all off, right? Well, here's the thing I hate about shaving my head. I hate it when I shave my head and I think it's just right. And I start feeling to the back and I feel them little I'm like, man. So then I got to go over it again and then when the razor starts getting pretty dull, then it's like,
Yeah.
And see, I used to use an electric shaver, like right after I shave. But I just stopped doing it because it gets real high maintenance when you do that.
Right.
Because it just starts taking too much time. So now what I do, even if I have a dull razor and I miss a spot, I just keep going over it and put a little more soap and then, But I'm going to tell you this. The funny thing about me, even though I'm being a guy, the funny thing about me is I still try on clothes. Because, sometimes y'all think that dudes, we just grab something and run.
Yeah.
No,
the
reason why I try on clothes because, and I'm sure I know it's like this for women. When whether it's a shirt, pants, or whatever, you ever see something on the rack, and you look at it, you like, oh, I know that look good on me. And when you go in the back, you like, hell no.
Yes.
Once you put it on.
That's why I can't stand shopping.
And I'm like, this look like this on me? and I would have bought this.
Right.
So now I try stuff on. Now I have done it before where I do admit every so often I'll buy something without trying it on, and then if I don't like it, I'll just bring it back. But I just hate bringing something
I ain't got
back.
time for that. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
How long do you spend trying to find that perfect outfit to go out?
You know what? It honestly, it only takes me maybe 10, 15 minutes.
P. Will, you cannot be this simple. You
oh yeah.
cannot.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, wait a minute. Are you talking about when I'm at the house? Or are you
No,
talking about
no.
in the
When
store?
you go to the mall, you
Okay.
say, "Dang, I need a new pair of shoes, pants, and shirt." Or you got an event to go to.
Yeah.
You go to the mall. How long are you spending in that mall? Or do you already have an idea of what you gotta?
Oh yeah. If I have an idea of what I want
Mhm.
and I see it in there and I buy it, then yeah, it's like okay, yeah, and I'll try it on. I like it, then I'm done. I ain't gonna try on like 10 pair of shoes or nothing like that.
Well, women is so different. Like, how do it look in a dress? How do it look in some pants? How do it blazer on, blazer off, over the shoulder?
Y'all
You
be
know,
into it. I'll be tripping. I'll be like, damn.
Every time I go to the mall, I'm there at minimum about 2 hours. Pete.
Really?
Yes. I cannot stand shopping. This is why I hate shopping. I hate going to the damn mall, okay? I hate it. So, yeah, because this makes me look fat, or this makes my hips look small, or, like, you gotta, women gotta look good. We gotta look good for y'all, so, and we gotta look good for us.
But
So-
you know what? But you know, and that's a debate about that. I told this to people. I used to think that y'all dress up for us. But I found out I don't know if some lady told me this. Y'all dress up to compete against each other. Am I right?
To an extent, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And,
you are.
and we thinking y'all doing this for us.
But y'all do the same thing. Men. Okay, let's not talk about it.
No, we don't do it to compete
You
against
guys
guys.
do
though.
things to compete, like so.
Actually,
I've
I
been-
don't do that.
Well,
But
you
go ahead.
don't.
Go ahead.
People, you kind of simple, and I love it. So I went to a lounge the other day, and
Mm-hmm.
at a lounge, this guy next to me, to impress me, bought it was just him and like 2 other guys. He bought a bottle. He bought a bottle with the flares and all that. I said, what the hell is he doing? Like, you look crazy. Then the guy on the other side of him bought a bottle too. It was like they were competing.
Oh no.
To
Okay,
get-
for something like that is different. But I thought you were just talking about the dress code.
Oh, well,
With the
yeah,
dress.
I get it.
Well, yeah. Well, for that.
Well, no, they do
possibly.
too. If you go to Buckhead, oh Jesus! If you go to Buckhead, it's like they gotta have the latest fashion. They gotta have the Fendi, the Gucci, all of that. Like, yeah, yes, they compete.
I guess it's like this. Let's say I see a brother got on a nice suit, tux, whatever it might be. I might look at it, but I don't think in my mind, like, I gotta outdo him. Like, this is how I dress. I try to put on what looks good on me. Like, if I see a dude in a suit, that suit made, and I'm gonna be honest, they got things dudes wear that I don't wear.
Right,
Like,
right.
what they call those sweaters? Is it the Carnegie?
Cashmere, Carnegie sweater.
I hate that. I cannot wear that. I
Really?
don't care how good it might look on the dude. I ain't wearing that.
People, you look nice with it on.
That's too preppy. I can't, man.
You're not gonna wear a cardigan?
That's a weird looking sweater.
A cardigan?
A man shouldn't wear that.
A cardigan.
A Harvard student should wear it,
Oh,
maybe.
Lord.
But I can't wear that. See, so in other words, if I see a dude with a Carnegie on, whatever it's called, I'm not putting that on. I'm gonna be like, you look nice in yours, that's fine, but I'm gonna put on a nice V-neck or something like that.
Well, it also comes down to confidence, because if I see a girl, I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't say, I look better than that. Like, that's not me.
Yeah.
Like, I got confidence. I look good in paper bag. Okay, listen.
Look,
but,
if you listen to this show more,
But-
you'll see what I
I
got a lot
understand,
of stuff I
especially
don't like.
especially with the ratio in Atlanta. You know, it's ultimately more women
Uh-huh.
than men, and so it's like a competition.
Yeah.
We're competing with each other to get the guy. Like,
Yeah, and I understand that.
yeah.
But see, but there are some things dudes could wear that, like I mentioned before on this show, like, moccasins drive.
Of course.
I cannot wear that.
You can't wear moccasins.
It looks
either?
like a girl's shoe. Why is that made? A man should not. I would cut off my feet before I wear those shoes.
Oh Jesus, people,
What? I'm not wearing that.
okay.
You stare at that shoe one day.
I own 2 pairs of
A
moccasins.
woman should have that on, not a man.
I disagree.
Now, I ain't talking about brothers that go on the other side, whatever. Y'all do what y'all want. I'm
Be
talking about
real.
a straight up dude. We ain't wearing that. If you wear that, you could wear it. I ain't wearing it.
Oh, Lord.
And that's what I'm saying. But
I think you would actually look good with a cardigan on and some moccasins.
but see that's where, you know what's weird about fashion?
It can go anywhere.
Well, see, okay, I'm gonna tell you. And sometimes people, excuse me,
You're good.
sometimes people could convince you of something. I remember a long time ago, there were these two shirts that I was looking at wearing. I was in Macy's, and I remember one, they were button-down shirts, short sleeve shirts. They both were silk shirts. One was light blue, one was orange. I love the light blue. And I remember there was a lady who was working at the store, saw me trying on both of them. She said, that orange one looks so good on you. I say, what? She said, yep. She said, I'm telling you, it goes good with your complexion. I was like, so I ended up buying both of them.
Okay.
Do you know, to her point,
Yeah.
when I wore the orange shirt, everybody complimented me on it.
This is what I'm
And
saying.
I'm like, why don't I see it? But they were like, that looked. But the blue one I thought looked better. But
Right.
now I did get used to wearing the orange one, to your point. Like maybe like you say, if I wear moccasins. But to be honest, I just don't like
You don't like
something that looks little
the shirt.
girly.
Yeah. I mean, you said a silk shirt. Is it not girly?
Well, I know what
I'm
you're
just
saying, but the
playing.
style of the shirt was nice. Though.
Right.
Like, you know, I remember back in the day when R. Kelly was wearing fur on his albums.
Mhm.
Negro, no, I'm not doing that. You got fur on.
Right.
Really do.
But it became
If
a
you-
trend.
For him.
And especially
not
in
for me.
Chicago. He's from Chicago.
I can't do it. I don't care how trendy.
If
I
you
am
go to
not wearing
Chicago,
that.
everybody
I
in
am a man. I'm not wearing fur. You got on fur.
Chicago, New York, they all wear that.
Now, if I'm Lenny from Good Times, maybe. But, man, come on, bruh. You got on fur and you... No, I'm not doing it.
Certain people, and you know that's like a saying, people see the best in you that you don't see in yourself.
Yeah.
So she was right. And it happened to me. My ex, he actually dressed me one day, and I thought I looked a complete mess. He will. Do you know I received so many compliments?
For real?
And I'm like, this a guy. He don't know how to dress. Like, what you mean? But he dressed me like I'm talking about, and he did it so quick, so easy, like I was his Barbie doll.
What?
And I got so many. I'm talking about for men and women. Like, damn,
Okay,
you
okay.
look good. And I was like, oh. I was gonna put on some leggings.
I'm
but
going to tell you my favorite outfit to wear. I love dressing business casual,
okay.
meaning that I'll have a sports jacket on with like a dressy shirt, or it could be a V-neck shirt and some jeans, like shiny jeans or something. I kind of love dressing that way. I don't like wearing suits. I'll wear a suit.
Right.
I have no problems with wearing a suit, but that's not my preferred way to dress. But I like doing that. That's my favorite. I love dressing that way, and I get a lot of compliments when I do that.
Right.
I dress. So everybody got. But I do see what you mean is about the confidence. But it's like I went shopping with women before the way they were trying to dress me. I'm like, I'm not wearing that. You look good in it. I'm not wearing it.
Let me tell you something. So like I said, I'm a plus size model, and I'm super insecure about my stomach. I'm super insecure. I ain't even got a stomach like that, but I got a fupa, right? And my ex, when he dressed me, he had me in a crop top, and he had me in some stuff that like accentuated my curve.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. When I stepped out in that showing my little belly, oh my God. Be real. Like, it was amazing, the feedback that I got.
For real?
He had me looking so good, and I was so uncomfortable initially when I put it on. But when I stepped outside and I got 2 compliments back to back, I'm talking about as soon as I got out the car, they were like, oh my God, you look so pretty, girl. And I was like, for real? And then another guy hollered at me in front of my ex, and I was like, and I was like, damn, I must really look good. So then I started straightening my stuff and doing my thing. So yeah, it takes the confidence.
Yeah.
You gotta have that confidence.
Now I do. Don't get me wrong. I do see what you mean, because sometimes you do have to listen to people.
Yeah, you
and
do.
let them, and then you could try to see. And I guess what you could do is once you put it on and you wear it for a while, then if you don't like it, then maybe it's just
Take it
not
out.
for you. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll rethink that.
Come
thought.
on, you got to. You gotta rethink that, man.
Listen to full episodes of Power Hits 101, giving you the latest in R&B, hip hop, and cool conversation. Tune in on the Mixcloud app or at mixcloud.com.